Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Red Feather. Today, welcome back to another Robots tier list. And today, I'm going to be ranking the tier 1 robots. Now, let me go ahead and say that if I were to rank all of these based on how competitive they can be, that would make this whole video mildly uninteresting since I just put everything in F tier. But that's not how I'm going to rank them. I'm going to rank them based on how good I think they are in Sage Retro. Even though I have yet to even participate in a tournament, which I'm currently preparing for. But this shall be interesting. So let's go ahead and start with the Destrian. Now, we all know the Destrian. It's the robot everyone starts with the second they make an account. I mean, it's literally probably one of the most iconic robots in the entire game, aside from Ultimate Leo, who's just showing up here. But the Ultimate Destrian certainly isn't that good. I mean, its speed is alright, its firepower is not anything great, and it's certainly too frail. But I'm certainly not putting it in F tier because I don't think you can at least do something with it with its speed. You can use it for a solid beacon runner. But for the time being, I'm gonna put the Destrian in D tier. This might be fun. Okay, next up we have the Jessie. Now, this Doc and Butch really should not have cooldowns with their quick draw. I really don't think they need a cooldown. And plus, they're not even that good anyway, so why not give them that small little buff? So Jessie, 4 light weapons, only can use 2 at a time, you know that. We all know it. Solid firepower, despite the drawback. And I believe you have to wait like I think 10 seconds before you can use quick draw again. I might have to check at some point because I've never used the Jessie, Doc, or Butch almost at all. And speed is very solid. I'm gonna put the Jessie in B tier. I don't think it deserves to be C, but I think B tier is a solid middle ground. All right. Next up, we have the Schutzel, one of the 3 robots that's been removed from the game. I still would like to see Pixonic bring these 3, the Schutzel, Bow, and Golem back, which I am going to rank them, even though very few people have them, I think, if I remember correctly. But still, just the Schutzel, Bow, and Golem are just quite rare. Schutzel, its firepower is not the best, but it can somewhat make it work. I mean, that's certainly what I would want to do if I had a Schutzel in Sage Retro. I'd just put an ounce on it and just run beacons with it and just call it a day. Actually, you know what? That means I'm going to put the Schutzel in S tier. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm putting it in C tier. 1 heavy weapon is just not enough. It's certainly a stronger, better firepower than the S tier, but having just 1 heavy weapon just isn't going to do the best. Alright, speaking of removed robots, again, we have the Golem. I honestly, when I saw this thing on the fandom page for the Robots Weekly, the reason why it was removed is perhaps one of the stupidest reasons I've ever seen. I'll have it on screen right now. Removed because it was imbalanced. Really picks on. This thing, with all weapon types on it, that has no ability, is harder to balance than the Ducks, which is getting nerfed next update. Yeah, I know. But in its prime, can pretty much one-shot pretty much anything. And the Ultimate should have just made it worse. You're saying this Golem is harder to balance than the Ducks. Man, what is going on? Yeah, Golem, I said the firepower is insanely good. I mean, especially how the customization is limitless, like what weapons you want to run on it. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say screw it. I'm putting the Golem in S tier. I don't care what anyone. I'm not joking this time. I'm not dropping it to C tier like the Schutzel. I think it's solid enough to go in S tier. And I know it's gonna be like overshadowed by like some of the other robots, like the Natasha, Leo. Why am I thinking Galahad? If you decide to use it in Sage Retro, it's certain. But if we're looking at the tier 1 robots, I think the Golem is perhaps one of the best ones. Alright, Next up is the Bolt. One of the, I believe, one of the newer Tier 1 robots that's come out. This thing, I believe, if I remember correctly, came along with the Aujun, I struggled to remember which year that was, even though I played it heavily during the time. But the Bolt is a big beard. It's almost like just a Cossack that can dash instead of jump. I don't think it has the god levels of popularity as the Cossack. Its firepower is definitely better than the Destroyer, and I don't think it deserves B tier. Plus, it's potentially faster. And definitely, its frailty does not work with it. And also, if excluding Ultimates, the Bolt is the only Tier 1 robot that has a special edition. And it was a promotional material. I would like that to come back in the offer so I can get my hands on one. Yeah, where would I put the Bolt? I'm gonna put it in B tier with the Jesse. It's not worthy of C tier. It would definitely go down there if it didn't have dash. But I think B tier is quite solid. Alright, next up is the Khepri. Now this is essentially I'm automatically just gonna drop it in C tier. I think the Khepri is just a bit of a worse Bolt in my opinion. I mean, and honestly in general, why would you want to run the Khepri when the Bolt exists? Bolt has a much better ability. I think their durability numbers are the same. And plus, if the Reaver Bolt is allowed in Stage Retro, which I actually don't know, it's honestly miles better since you get 5% more durability, and plus you have a dash on top of it. The Khepri is quite fast, don't get me wrong, but the lack of an ability is what is going against it. If it did have an ability, it would be a little higher. But I'm sorry, everyone, it's going to have to stick in C tier. Alright, we have the Cossack. Now, I don't think we need a question. S tier, no hesitation. I mean, it's certainly, if we're taking this very logical, the Cossack would probably be around F or D tier. But you guys know where I'm ranking it. Honestly, think alongside Ultimate Leo, I think we should have an Ultimate Cossack. Honestly, the Leo Cossack should have had one, but I mean, the Ultimate Destroyer proved that in the 10th anniversary. Like, if the Destroyer can get an Ultimate, so can these two. So you guys can complain all you want with Cossack being an S tier, despite the fact it is so frail, and its firepower, it's certainly one of the weakest in terms of firepower. Alright, next is the GL patent. I'm pretty sure I called it patent about when I first started the game. I still was only stupid back then. I had to level like 5 patents in my hangar just because I love the firepower. Yeah, the patent is. I'm gonna just straight up put this thing in A tier. I think it is super reliable. It's slow, but I think the firepower is a lot more than worth it. Especially back in the day with aphids on this thing, and it's certainly quite a beast. And even though it doesn't have an ability, and I did just put it higher than the Jesse and Bolt. I mean, like the Jesse, you can only use like 2 weapons at a time, and the Bolt, it's frail. You guys pretty much get what I mean. I mean, if the patent was a little faster, I would put it in S tier. But another thing that holds it back is I certainly am a little bit of the best reach. I mean, a lot of people should remember the classic GL patent all the way back before remastered. Alright, next up we have probably one of my number 1 favorite of the tier 1. We have the Stalker. Oh man, I love the Stalker, but unless you're doing Sage Retro, it is not good. It's got the same firepower as the Destroyer, but I think the stealth really helps in the rank. And plus, it's actually quite fast. In fact, I believe faster than the Destroyer. So, where do I want to put this guy? I definitely don't think it deserves S tier. I'll just put it in E tier, because why not? I like the Stalker. Plus, it has probably some of my favorite looking paint jobs in the entire game, despite the fact they're exclusive. I mean, I certainly like his werewolf and T-Rex paint job. Its Sandstorm is pretty good. Toro, we don't talk about it. Next up is the boa, and the last of the robots that's been removed from the game. This thing is insanely quite durable for a medium-class robot. Back when robots classified them. Move him out of it. The boa firepower is quite good, actually. It's tanky. It is slow. I don't remember. I've not used this thing in forever. I don't even have one. I certainly remember running Thunderstorm on this back in the day. I did go around the Mercury meta. I don't even know if you can call that. But I mean, you get what I mean. I used this thing quite a lot before it was removed, and was an idiot before I lost the account. Yeah, boa, quite tanky, solid firepower. I'm gonna put it in E tier, right in between the patent and its own. I think that's a pretty solid spot. Alright, now we have the Gareth. My second favorite of the tier 1 robots, and probably has one of my favorite the Death Knight paint job for this thing is so good. Like, you can't argue. I'm pretty sure someone can find an argument. Like, oh, but this paint job is much better than Death Knight. And yeah, shut up. So Gareth, it's fast, firepower is somewhat okay, and shield's a little durable. I really don't know where to put it. It does not deserve S tier, hands down. I'm gonna just put it in B tier. I think that's pretty much the best spot where I can put it, in my opinion. I'm actually gonna put it above the Bolt. Yeah, you know what, I'll just leave it right there. I'll leave it here. Our penultimate one is the Vitians. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, because I really don't even know how to pronounce it at all. Yeah, this thing, the patent boa, not boa, golem and the Vitians, I've always thought was like a trio, because they all have all three of them have like identical roles. Yeah, Vitians, solid firepower. I don't think it's as good as these two, but I want to put it in high B tier. I'll just put it at the bottom of A tier. And last but not least, we have the Ravager. And this one is pretty much a Cossack, but with an additional weapon. I think, yeah, it can have ghosts, but you can't use pilots and retro. So, I honestly don't know what else to say. It's fast. I don't think it's that tanky, but I certainly think the firepower is better. I think S tier is appropriate. I mean, Cossack has the god status, but even though the Ravager doesn't have it, I think the Ravager could still be put out there. Seriously hoping I'm not looking like an idiot for the Sims, even though I've never done a safe retro tournament before. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the conclusion to my tier 1 robots tier list. And so, surprisingly, no robot in F tier. If I was allowed to put the Cossack in F tier, but I know I'm gonna get murdered in the comments if I did put it down there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to do a tier list of your own, I'll put a link to the description. So hoping I actually remember to do it at this time. So, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.